Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am back with my Citrus Twist kit for the month of October. I have one full sheet of paper left, and that's this crate paper. And I have some bits and other good stuff in here, and still got a good amount of these die cuts. I'm going to scrapbook this photo today of this airplane. And it says "More to Love," and this is when Virgin and Alaska announced the merger. Well, a little bit after the announcement, it kind of was approved. So I'm going to scrapbook that, and let's see what I can do.
Okay, so I've already gessoed my background paper, and I'm just using my gelatos and some water, and I'm going to do the packaging technique. Now, I'm doing this, I'm trying to do this in a way where I get darker spots and lighter spots of the pink color. Now, the airplane goes from like purple to pink to blue and to red. Like there's there's like a spectrum of colors in there. So I'm trying to, I guess, honor that a little bit. Honor's not really the right word, but try to reflect that in my mixed media. So just the way I'm doing it, sometimes I'm not mixing it all the way in, like I'm leaving some of the lines there. Now this is a glitter paint, and I know it is very watery, and I know that pink and blue together make purple. So what I'm doing is letting that happen because of the airplane and the photos in it, or the colors in the photo. So I just slap some of that down on there, and it does have a little bit of glitter in it. And I have the pink, and I have the blue, and I have the purple, and I'm happy with it. So done with that, hooray. I do throw my heat gun on it just for a second because it's not wet, but it is a little bit damp. And I just want to get that damp feeling off of it. Then I grab a stamp, and it is from Gossamer Blue, and it came in either a traveler's notebook or a planner kit. If you guys don't know, Gossamer Blue has shut its doors, and they've been having sales on their leftover stuff. So I got a traveler's notebook / planner kit grab bag, and then I have a mystery box arriving, and it's just chock full of stuff, and super sad that Gossamer Blue has closed down their doors because the quality of their items was just amazing. So I have these stamped areas where I think things are going to peek out. So I go ahead and ink the edges of my words that I've cut out from that paper from the kit. And I've also used some shimmers, like copper spray. What is this? Shimmer spritz in copper from Imagine Crafts on top of those letters. And here I am using it, and I'm just going to do a little bit of splatters on the background of the paper as well. And then I am going to pull out my Black Velvet Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I'm going to do some splatters there. And then I'm also going to actually touch the applicator to the paper so I can get some bigger black blotches. And I'm just kind of estimating where, my photo and my words are going to go. And hopefully I have a little bit of this stuff peeking out behind it. And I'm just throwing the heat gun on this, and then I decide I'm tired of waiting for it, and I use my paper towel and just blot off the extra wetness of, here we go, blotting it off. Just get it off of there. So I used some copper glitter tape to tape the top of those letters where it has like pre-printed tape on it already. And I pulled these two die cuts, these two little airplane die cuts out of the kit, and it is copper foil, so to me it looks great with the copper glitter tape and the copper splatters. And I'm just going to add a couple little of these enamel dots, which ones I feel would fit the theme. Like there's one that says going places, and obviously there's sort of a travel bit going on around here. And I want to use these 2 hearts, but I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to use them. So I decide to leave one over here and then bring one over to this little airplane. But that little heart on the bottom isn't going to stay there. It's going to eventually move up to the top once I get my photo on. And I discovered that I just need a little bit more ATG to hold those down. So here is the photo, and I decide that the little scraps of paper that I have left are not really good enough of a matte. So I decide to matte the photo in a very thin strip of black, and I figure there's enough black on the page that that's perfectly appropriate. And then I'm going to pull out some Maggie Holmes carousel paper, and this paper, maybe not this exact sheet of paper because I think I've had a couple sheets of this, but this paper was in a Citrus Twist kit earlier in the year as well. Probably July or August. And it's more for the color than the doodly design that's on there. So just go ahead and trim that off. And then I'm going to layer these little bit of ticket pieces underneath of it just to give it a little bit of extra interest. And I also ink the edges with black soot distress ink. And then I'm going to figure out exactly where I want that little other paper airplane to be. And right there underneath of that enamel dot, I just threw a little zot because it wasn't sticking well enough. It kept popping up off the page. And here I'm just kind of loosely outlining where I want my lines to go, because I am going to have lines to the paper airplanes. Excuse the head. And then I just quickly erase the little pencil lines that are still there. And voila, we have our little paper airplanes. Now I feel like it needs a little bit of a cluster over here to the left. So I'm going to use this ticket, and it does say Fun Pass something or other, but I'm going to cover it up. So I decide to pull off the red enamel dot, and I know I had that star with the copper on it that came in the die cut kit. And at first I'm going to try to use this little Chamel acetate piece that's copper on it. It's kind of just sitting on my desk, and it looks at me every time I do a layout with any copper on it, but it's not going to make it. So here's that star, and I'm going to layer that over the ticket so you can still see that it is a ticket, but you can't really see what's underneath of it. And then I'm just going to bring up one little enamel shape up there because I don't like the pink edge of that ticket just kind of ending there. Down on the bottom of the photo, that blue one, I feel like it kind of blends in down there, but since that pink one's kind of like, hey, in your face, I just wanted to cover up that edge a little bit. Now I'm going to pull out these stickers that also came in the kit, and I'm going to title this More to Love because that is what is on the side of that airplane. It says More to Love. And I used the black and white ones. And here I am messing with that little star again. And then that's going to do it. Once I move that little heart up at the top, I'm happy with the page. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe if you'd like to get the videos when they come out. And go ahead and hit that like button if you liked it. And leave me a comment if you want to chat.